Okay, welcome. Booyah. What's up? The speed? What do you mean? Oh. Good question. Whew. Sphincter say what? Yeah, he did speak. It was an orange folder. I don't know what that was about. Didn't really do anything. There's another folder at 30 minutes after the open. And that's about it. I didn't watch it, but I saw that it happened. I mean, I've seen people that have, like, when I worked at the bank, I think I told you about, like, a crackhead that would come in regularly and his brain was literally melted. So if you do that stuff, you're gonna have long-term side effects. Oh yeah, for sure. Even his artwork was kind of like wink wink nudge nudge. You know, artwork is subjective. It's like, you know, did you hear about they did like a Jack Pollock thing and then they did like AI and they're like, which one would you think would you pay for, the AI generated art or the Jack Pollock one? And everyone would be like, oh, it's the Jack Pollock. And then at the end, they're like, actually, they were both by AI. And they're like, you dumbasses can't tell the difference. So it's like art is, you know, people just are afraid to be replaced by AI. But yeah, you know, the fact that somebody sells a banana taped to a canvas for like $1 million is just like something's off. I mean, sounds about right. It's going to be like 40% in the next 20 years. It should. I mean, with we talk about the population collapse and everything, but it's like, who's going to do the jobs? Well, AI, of course. So we're kind of like offsetting the problem with the solution. It's just not more people. Yeah, that's not there, ironically. Like the white collar is getting replaced by the blue before the blue collar. No, that's true. Anything where there's like a water cooler and a coffee maker. Yeah. Demographics, yeah. Well, it's basically like they can hold the visa over your head. They do that here with foreigners. So the fact that I have a permanent visa and a house, they're just like, damn, like I have a different sway and everything. Like when I say something, they can't, be feisty about it. But I watch them do double speak to like the Filipinos and the other people because they can dangle the 1 year visa over their head. Be like, oh yeah, you don't like it? More of you where that came from. And the majority of like the white people, ironically, in Japan left because the salaries went down. So, for like entry level teacher jobs. So, like the veteran teachers that are white are still, they must have like gone through the fray and are actually like have good word of mouth and like reputation. So people want to learn by them or whatever. So they're, like, I'm kind of like this white monkey mascot for them because they essentially like have me go pick up the kids at the school and I'm like, I see what they're doing here. They just want me to like be like, it's that foreigner. But they wouldn't necessarily do that with another minority, let's say, that doesn't have the same blue hair, blue blonde hair, blue eyed appeal, let's say. So there is kind of like a privilege. I understand that there's such thing, but there's also discrimination. I've experienced it firsthand. Like, you can use chopsticks? Oh my goodness. It's like, yeah. And you can use forks? But the naivete is like, it's so cherubic almost, like it's like a hobbit, it's like they've never gotten out of the world, so you can't really like fault them for their ignorance. It's not like they're doing it with malice. They're just like, oh my gosh, you got arm hair. You got a big nose. Does that mean you got a big, I'm like, I just don't even know your name, so I don't know why you're asking this. I got my megalodon tooth today. Check this out. It's a doozy. It's pretty cool. An actual megalodon tooth. Boom, boom, boom. I'll just take a picture so you don't have to watch the stream. I just felt like owning something old and powerful. There we go. Megalodon. What's up, Fusion? It has pyrite in it. It got replaced by some pyrite over the eons. Literal millions of years ago. It is. Yeah, it's kind of like going inside the range, kind of. Yeah, they diamond polished it, so. I used to live in DC, so I would go to the Natural History Museum almost regularly because it's free. All the museums in DC are free, so I would go there and get all the stuff from the gift shops there, gems and paperweights with scorpions inside, and like microscopes and fossils. So it's the little kid in me just wanting to collect shit. Probably now. I bet the yeah, with the Skid Row and everything. When I went past my mom lives in San Diego. When I went across the bridge to, the city, it's like totally night and day with bars on the windows and homeless everywhere. All the encampments and stuff. So weird how they have the haves and the have-nots like right across a bridge. Interesting how that nuke pulled back afterwards. We had some nuke on the indicator and okay. So we went like 100 points up from the previous high. I'm tired though. Today I had like a slew of lessons, but they went by well for my theme on waves. First starting with light. My dad was not a politician, but he worked for the EPA and he did regulations for the government for EPA, and some of his laws became international law, and he got a medal from Bush Sr. he was like a G17 or something. It's like one step away from politician. And then he got tired of it and quit, and then my mom dumped him. Yeah, he was a money bags for, you know, but I mean, it makes sense. He had 2 kids, but you know, I don't fault him for it. He was working himself to death, so he wanted to do something else. Can't fault him for that. But apparently you can. Well, yeah, I mean, she was living her best life. I mean, I understand he was probably difficult because he was on the spectrum a little bit, just like I am, probably. So it wasn't just that, but culmination of things, let's say. But yeah, I got his medal next to me here. It's kind of cool. It's one of the few little keepsakes I have left of him. I got a little Civil War bullet from Antietam that we went to get when I was a kid. He was really big into the Civil War. Okay, so we finished all of the lessons up to August, basically. But we still gotta stay ahead of the curve. I forgot Bulinox is only 5 days till payout. Bulinox. Back at settlement. And the volume point of control, but it's not really like a big one. It's all in this shelf of volume. 23 minutes until open. Did you see Superman, Tio? Oh, that's right. That's right. You were talking about that. It was not bad. I didn't have a single complaint about it. It was what it was, and it went out to like aim for what it aimed at, and it hit it. You know, I wouldn't go to that theater. No. Thankfully, I don't have people in Japan are pretty clean. Shut-ins or something. I know they got the most obese people in America or something, right? Illegal? Oh, damn. I thought they shipped them out other places. I didn't really, like, I've seen, like, don't get me wrong, I get super pissed when there's that type of messaging in there, but, like, it was more like it started out with him meeting his match, and his match was, you know, I don't want to spoil it, but it's Ultraman, like, which is like Luther cloning him or whatever, so he's fighting himself. So he's getting his ass beat by himself. And it takes a team of people to beat him. Like, it's not one person. Yeah, I'll stop. But it's really good. I thought it was good. I didn't see anyone like girl bossing it up or anything. It just wasn't over the top, like super like muscles or whatever. It was just like, you know, but it wasn't like, yeah, it wasn't like like he was flexing the whole time. It was more like human, I guess. It was like it was more like the Clark Kent version. I don't know. I would recommend watching it. I think a lot of those YouTube people are now like rage baiting. They're like too sensitive now because of all the woke stuff. Indeed. Yeah, Enrique, it's a megalodon tooth. It finally came. A 3 million-year-old fossil. I wanted something old and strong. I remember when it was 15, before the AI stuff. Oh no. Yeah, I don't think so. But I do have like I'm trying to enjoy summer, so I'm getting things that represent the water in summer. I think that's the general rule of thumb, right? Like it just goes and negates all the options. Right, 12 minutes. He did speak, but it wasn't anything to wave a stick at. Maybe. That's why he keeps licking his finger. Was Hunter Biden on the Channel 5 interview? Where was he doing the interview? I saw him on like some YouTuber, but where was he being interviewed? I guess I'll check it out later. Wait, what? That's one way to do it. They should have a clean bill of health around their neck, too. Have you seen Tio, that channel Ho Math? Oh, I like that guy. No, I don't. He has one? I'll check it out. What's the title? Okay. He has a hardcover edition. Hehe. Yeah, he illustrates things nicely, literally and figuratively. In case anyone didn't see that, that's this one way to start out would be introduction to the levels here. I posted it before, but I always looked at tarot cards as like Jungian, like depth psychology, like you're giving a reflection of what they want to see that they already know the answer to. They just want interpretations. That'd be cool. It's all weight based, so my mom sent me some childhood pictures and it was like $30 or something. It was a big stack of them, but I would imagine that's about the same as tarot cards, like 76 plus. I have lots of keepsakes and I have a special place for all of them. It wouldn't ever go to waste if you did. Yeah, I'd like to see a link if you DM me at what, or if you got a chance. No pressure. Oh damn, that's hot. Let me just make sure. How long did it take you to make them? Just curious. I bet. It's crazy. Oh snap. We are indeed open. Hey. Actually, we're open now. We got VWAP at 23,360.
Sweep and QU5 CME sellers at 23,297.75. Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 63.40.
Okay.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,342.25.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that pulled back to my break even, unfortunately. I was hoping for that to pop up a little bit more. It went to my 44 ticks and then it went to break even, but it didn't clear the one contract for whatever reason. Okay, so if we come back beneath these inflection points, probably going to get punished here. Gonna get it stopped in the face. Oh no. Looks like we could come to 23,320. We got some rocket fuel of some shorts. There's another seller that entered here. If it comes back on these pools, then the sellers could be losing control, and we're here for it. Needs to come above these inflection points for the sellers to be losing control, and I'm here for that to happen. Coming to the 320 resting order at 56 contracts, perhaps. We're going to hopefully make back our loss because we put our profit or take profit at 77 ticks instead of 44. We'll see. Can we extend beyond this with a little bit of a burst to 318-ish or 315? Looks like it could burst up to the 320s, clear those resting orders that are bright red up here. We'll see.
Absorption ESU 5
There we go.
CME buyers at 63.49. Sweep
Turn some of
ESU
those
5
sellers
CME
into
sellers at
buyers, 79 buyers at the
6,348.75.
310s. I'm going to go break even. I don't want to be like taking a spleen here. It did go up 40 ticks, but our take profit is going to be at 70. It's going to stop me again. Break even. Lame. Nice sweep to the value area low. Well, we got an 84 buyer here, so it's probably going to absorb this buyer. Unless it, yeah. Engineering some sell side here. Does it accelerate through on this buyer? If not, we could be seeing some passive support. Boom.
Sweep and QU5 CME
Ouch.
sellers at 23,270.
All right. Now hitting the sellers.
Sweep and QU5 CME sellers at 23,259.25.
This is a massive amount of sell side being taken here. Boom. That was a nice sell side hit right there. Holy moly. Do we... It's a big FU candle.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 63.44. Sweep NQU 5 CME sellers at 23,255.
Yeah, that looked like it was about to sweep down, so I just closed it in advance. Okay. So we came to the weekly open. We're back at the weekly open. We're getting some closing of some shorts and or buyer interest.
Sweep NQU 5 CME sellers
the
at
opens are pretty fire so
23,222.
far.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,338.25. Sweep ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,338.25. Sweep ESU 5 CME sellers at 63.37. Sweep NQU 5 CME buyers at 23,218.75. Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,213.25. Absorption NQU5 CME buyers at 23,216.75.
Okay. We're back at a previous settlement.
Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 63.37. Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 63.36. Sweep ESU5 CME sellers at 6,335.5.
Nice,
Absorption
Fusion.
ESU5 CME buyers at 63.35. Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,198.75. Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 6,334.5.
It's got some violence to the downside today.
Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 63.33. Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,168. Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 63.30. Absorption ESU5 CME sellers at 6,329.25. Absorption ESU5 CME sellers at 6,328.25. Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 63.25. Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,127.
Well, I was
Absorption
Indeed.
ESU5 CME buyers at 63.20. Sweep ESU5 CME sellers at 6,319.75.
We just had like 187 seller enter. They could fatigue this guy.
Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,148.25. Absorption NQU5 CME buyers at 23,148.25. Absorption ESU5 CME sellers at 6,329.75. Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,155.75.
We just recovered the volume imbalance too.
Sweep ESU5 CME sellers at 6,327.5. Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 6,326.25. Absorption ESU5 CME sellers at 63.26. Sweep ESU5 CME sellers at 6,325.75. Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,144.25.
Booyah.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 63.21. Sweep NQU 5 CME sellers at 23,111. Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,319.75.
All right. Fusion. What do you mean? Yeah, I just that was not that was that left to be desired for sure.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 63.23.
That was a nice little bounce. There was a 1,000 lot player. There's another 1,000 lot player up here. There's a 1,000 lot player up there at 162-ish. Oh no, I did the whole inflection point thing. Like, what was it? How many? It was like a year and a half ago. This looks like it's about to sweep 23,160. Is it going to burst up on these 1,000 lots? It cleared the first 1,000 lot. Going for the gold. Got that other 1,000 lot up at 190. $190. Have a good one, Tio. Yep. Yeah, this looks like it's doing a V-shaped on the sell side. We've seen like 2,000 buyers get like filled each time. There's 1,000 lots. Another one at 185 that's about to get filled. Oh, snap. Hitting that buy side. Did we? Now they moved it up to 200. Dave, you still there? Dave, you still around?
Sweep ESU5 CME sellers at 6,326.5. Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,172.5. Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 6,326.5. Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 6,324.5.
Me, I'm looking for a sweep up to 200s in Q. There's 1,000 lot up there that's playing games, and it was playing games on this like push up, and we were seeing a little bit of seller fatigue, so it looks like they're trying to like either average in something or take some profits. Perhaps, no, perhaps. Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, that 200 looks like it's really on the chopping block. 1,000 contracts just like not even budging. Oh, no, they moved it up now. They moved it up to 225-ish, 223. So they're getting their fill, like they're using their spoof to like gravitate, and then they like move it up, and then they gravitate and they move it up. But there's like not enough interest to drive it back down, so they just keep doing their thing. Now it's gonna sweep the 65 lot up at 200 now, like it's nothing. There's a 600 that pulled up to 195. The 1,000 lot disappeared and became 600 nearby. Now they moved it up back up to 200. It's not 4,000 now, it's 600. What's that about? Maybe they lost their gusto to gravitate it up more. What's ES up to? ES got some resting orders below 62.23. Where are we hitting? We're back at a volume point of control and a previous swing low on a higher time frame. We'll stay with you guys until the last 10 minutes of, or sorry, the next 15-minute candle close for so 10 more minutes. good question. I can't look at it right now, but there's this volume point of control forming here on NQ at this region here. We had like a huge volume shelf and then we dropped down and now it's trading now in this region. What is that 200 character, that 600 contract guy up to? They parked those 600 there just for the meantime. But they didn't have the same gusto as before with the 1,000. So what are they doing with the other 400 contracts? Reaccumulating here? I don't know. I don't know. What's ES up to? ES is in a range. Which one has more liquidity? You got the VWAP up there. Yep. Have a good one, man. Yep. Peace. Some sellers entering here. Yeah, there's this volume point of control here at this idiot box is doing something. You're at negative 2K in sell side for the session though, so there's
Sweep and QU5
always more
CME
to pull
sellers
back
at
on.
23,160.
Just hit another
Absorption and QU5
150
CME
in
buyers
sell
at
side.
23,160.
Nice jitter above these sell points. Coming back to the sellers. Okay, this is looking like it's gonna go down some more. Unless this 160 holds. We got 2 minutes till the 30-minute close, and then we got the mid-hour stuff. Possible London close setup.
Sweep and QU5
Another
CME sellers at
195 sellers
23,163.5.
163.5.
Absorption and QU5 CME buyers at 23,163.5.
200 they're adding. This 200 lot at 163.5, if it rejects off of them, could be used as a slingshot to the upside. We had some established sell pools here at this volume point of control, so coming for that 600 lot at 200, perhaps. All perhaps. Alright, that was a nice little bounce off that seller. Delta slingshot, textbook. Going to sweep that 613 at 200, it looks like.
Sweep NQU5 CME buyers at 23,198.75. Absorption NQU5 CME sellers at 23,199.
Executed, not spoofed. Another 600 buyer entered, so somebody wants to iceberg out. Somebody's trying to get their, like, fill in some lots here. They're iceberging in. Iceberg is where they try to remain undetected by slicing in chunks. And that was the 15-minute candle close. Two tens. Are we going up to sweep that other 600 lot? Alright guys, well, for the YouTube, I appreciate you for stopping on me. You guys are bosses for sticking around. And we will catch you tomorrow. Hopefully that sweep up to the 210s comes to fruition as we end here.